y'all. Happy Saturday Morning Live, Season 3, Episode 16. Barely made that in time. Barely made that on time. What is up? Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here, as always. Let's go ahead and cut this off. Get it out of my ear. Get it out of my ear. And off my neck. Oh, we can turn you off, I guess, now, huh? Yeah, we can turn you off. That's good. That's good. All right, hold on. I'm still recombobulating my thoughts here. So what's up, everybody? Yes, batteries turned out. We have fresh batteries today, so we're going to celebrate that real quick. Yes, make sure to hit that like button. That thumbs up thing, whatever the heck it is. Because we need to pay for these new batteries, right? Get a sip of my coffee. Lock force, assemble! Whole neighborhood. No, assemble! Slowly. Thank you. And no glare, right? I didn't move it around. All right, what is up, everyone? Happy Saturday Morning Live. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm going to go back over the comments real quick just because I can. We have a little bit of time because I really don't have a whole much planned today. As I mentioned in Lockpicking Patrolman's stream that had Night Owl in it earlier. And we're still going to do that one day. Not to take away from his, but I'm still planning on doing his Zoom thing one day. Arun in the house. First up, what's up? He beat Access today. Ronald, what's going on? Access. Logan's on YouTube. George Blair, what's up? Wes and Night Owl, as always, thank you for being here. Peter Fox, Kurt O. I didn't say your name, Peter, and roll my eyes for any particular reason. Just I had a thought that came to me, which is the whole reason for the rawr title. Like, thoughts keep coming to me this morning, and I'm like getting more and more irritated as the day goes on. Speaking of, we're gonna go ahead and bounce over the. Well, I'm just gonna run outside and do it. I gotta go put that thing up here. Let me switch this camera. I don't know if I have that camera out there. Yeah, let's go switch over here. Because I want to go ahead and put this addendum up. No restaurant parking. We're just going to double up. How about that? Double up. Carson's. Look at Carson, y'all. Bring it back. Bring it back. Saturday morning parking war starts again. Where was I in the comments? Anyway, yes, so yeah, that wasn't about you, Peter. George, what's up? Curto Gumby, good morning to you. Popping the croissants in the oven. Miko Wolf, good morning. Mr. Hooligan, what's up? HKS Systems, good morning to you. I did an unboxing the other day, and there was something in it. What was that? Oh, it was those boat keys. Hold on. Yeah. See, that threw me off when I got it in. I was like, what the heck? That threw me off when I got it the other day. I was like, what in the heck is he sending me now? But it was boat keys. So do you have a brother that sells boat keys? I don't know. You may not know him. Wallers, what is up? Yeah, I saw your video on changing. I was going to comment on it, but then something happened last night that we're going to talk about in a minute. and it threw me off from going back and watching the rest of the video. I watched like the first like 2 or 3 minutes of it, and then I got interrupted, shall we say. No sound. Okay, are we back now? What in the heck? Okay. My OBS crashed, and if your OBS crashes in midstream... Okay, luckily it didn't kick us totally off the broadcast, so... Okay, thank you. Oh, what the heck? Okay. A bit fuzzy. A bit fuzzy. What in the heck? You said you were interrupted, and then I got interrupted. Ah, you're right. What in the heck? That was really weird, y'all. Okay, let me go back. Okay, we're back now. I'm not gonna... I don't know what I did. Andy, Brian, Zach, everybody else is here. Hop, Skippity, Hogmaster. I was trying to read the comments when that happened. This week, Jason reveals the Fort Knox plan. Now, that sounds like too much trouble. I'm suspiciously eyeing my equipment right now, in case you're wondering what the heck I'm doing. Restaurant parking, $10 an hour. No. I'd rather block it off than them do that, than that. Huh. Change your video settings. Okay, everybody, for some reason your video quality has changed. Please reset it to 1080p. We're not broadcasting in 144. Let me just get a verification that we're not. There's nothing that should have changed on the video end. So I'm guessing YouTube just did something. I don't know. But everybody change your video. Okay. Video's good. Alright, I don't know why that happened. YouTube sometimes drops it. Always, listen, right here and now, all my videos are always going to be 1080p. So if you're watching one of my videos and you wonder why it looks a little fuzzy, then just change your setting from 144 or 256 or whatever the heck the YouTube decides to let you watch it in on your device, on your particular device, of course. Then just change it to the highest setting, because trust me, I don't upload videos in 364 or 581 or whatever the heck other stupid resolutions there are. Park them around back. Nah, somebody parked around back. We've got a parking lot in the back, and they just they just filled the spot with a screen printer, which is, there's a screen printer across the street. So and a photographer, and so they're going to be moving in. I don't know when, but they will be eventually moving in. You upload yours in black and white. I don't even think there is a upload to black and white. I mean, yeah, you could just do the video in black and white and then upload it. Bro, do not make me mad today. Just don't do it. We're like this close to turning into complete Frank. All it's gonna take is a spark, right? What else has been going on this week? It's been fairly busy. Making sure he wasn't veering into the restaurant. But see that now, like, now I don't trust them. Now they like go to the cookie place and then on the way back they're like, oh, let me get a drink and I'll be here for 3 hours later. He just came back. Oh yeah, I should have flipped the camera. Oh, he had to go get his mask. Rig up a gate out there. Yeah, boom. Yeah, boom. I mean, he's carrying a cup of coffee, so I don't think he's going into the... I'm not above yelling up the street at his, you know what. I forgot to flip the camera around again. Need to be quicker with that. Okay, anyway, whatever. It's done is done. I'll yell at him if he's gone for a long time. Today, the LPP and Night Owl, I want to say Rune. Night Owl, we're talking about automotive. So I'm going to show y'all, specifically him, a couple of things that we might do. Jason, I don't know. Vote now. Do you want to do Jason Reed's the 2004 Auto Smart book? And I kind of figured that because LPP is about to take a locksmith test. And some of you may have to do this, so it kind of pertains to other people besides him. Here in Mississippi, we don't have locksmith licensing. We have access control licensing. And part of access control licensing, other than ridiculous fees and ridiculous extra insurance, we have to pay double insurance, one for locksmithing and one for shop and, general stuff, and then one for access control specifically. Jason Reed's the 2004 Auto Smart Domestic book, because, or the glossary, I don't know. I've thought about it, and that'd be kind of interesting because I did hear LPP say he can listen and learn, stuff better, really. So we'll go through maybe some of the definitions, but the whole point of that is, okay, so tests by default are like dated, right? It's pretty rare, especially in this world, in the locksmith world, to run up on and I hadn't seen the study guide. He said he was going to send me the study guide, and there we go. Get off of that. And I hadn't seen it yet, but I'm guessing that the study guide is doesn't even cover lishies, doesn't even cover remote stuff, procs, stuff like that. I'm guessing it doesn't cover any of that because, that would mean they would have to upgrade their testing. So, got the 2018 domestic foreign. Well, so, and that kind of dates me as far as my knowledge, dude's leaving, in automotive, that was real heavy when I was doing AAA. So I was huge auto. And that was also before a lot of the transponder stuff kind of came along. They started getting, the 2004 domestic Auto Smart book. I can't remember when we fired AAA. I want to say it was 2009, 2010, because we got sick of them, which meant we pretty much lost all our automotive work, which I was fine with because I was so busy doing commercial work, it was doing nothing but interrupted me for not the right pricing. So yeah, I got rid of them, and automotive back then, like they were talking about, it's a whole different world. It's like lishies, lishy this, lishy that. Uh, he said he wouldn't train. When the last guy trained mechanics competition, yeah, you know, back then it doesn't cover prox keys, but it does include transponder keys. Right. Okay. Stop reading comments, Jason. Jason reads and teaches. So yeah, we have you know, back then we were getting like all the newest, you know, the books and stuff like that, which to keep up with stuff. And I was actually thinking I'm going to do a video because I watched somebody's video on the car opening set. It was Mr. Forbes got a car opening set, and it made me realize that I never really talk about that a lot because we don't do a whole lot of it. And it's hard to video yourself unlocking a car. So yeah, y'all all know how I feel about auto. Contrary to some, we do have somebody that goes, well, go work, access. This is my work for Saturday. So I don't go out and deal with no nonsense. I just deal with nonsense here, right? Yeah. Yes. So the guy, okay, no, F them dogs. Them puppies are driving us crazy. I have a brand new, okay, I don't know if you can see it, but I have a brand new one of these. You want to know why I have a brand new one of these? Sir, if you're going to be gone for a long time, can you park somewhere else? If you're going to be gone for a long time, can you park somewhere else? Okay. Okay. Yes. Transponders were just coming along, and like stuff like this was, you know, how I. So I was going to take a picture of this for you, LPP, and send it. Flip the camera. I forgot to flip the camera. Like you know, GM ohms. You know, ohms chart, progression right there, progression, and that was before really dealing with a whole lot of transponders. The Fords came along in like 2000. Well, as early as 97 on some of the Fords were the first ones. They had those H50 style keys, I think. What was it? Heck, I can't remember. But yeah, I'm guessing that they're just going to ask him a whole lot of questions, or anybody else who takes tests like that. You know, things like that. You know, what does VATS mean? And then they're going to give you the multiple choice. Then you have to pick one, and they give you some really. So a lot of those tests are like, I don't know, what would you say? So dated that a lot of the information you're really not ever going to need, and you know, you as a starting locksmith, once you get listed with Google, which that's your next big step, and that's going to be harder to do since you don't have a storefront or anything like that. But like, you know, you got flyers back in '04, right when the Grand Prix came out. The Grand Prix, this car right here, was our introduction to the Z keyway. And if you went to classes back then, which they're just like nowadays, except no computer really, you went somewhere and took actual classes, you would get this and the key codes, you know. So Okay, I think my OBS has a bug. I didn't update. I updated it last week. So I don't know what's going on, but yeah, all this old antique talk is killing the feed, isn't it? My OBS is the problem here. Let me reset the camera and everything, make sure we're good on it. No. Come on, you can do it, camera. Yeah, I knew you could do it. Okay, great. Now I got to keep a real close eye on the feed because of this. Okay, sorry, y'all. I don't know why OBS keeps crashing, but obviously there's some kind of conflict here. Let me answer the phone. Let everything. Yeah, see, lock and key. Reprogram what? Fobs? No, sir. No, sir, we don't. Thanks. Do what? Do you reprogram FOBs? Would you call me? Them dang computers. VATs and pass lock. So, yeah, long story short is, you know, you went to the classes, you learned about all this stuff. But one of the questions that was going on in his live was trunks. If the trunk is locked, how do you get into it? If there's no release. And there were 3 responses. Drill. So, but what happens now is there's not a lot of people out there that know what they're doing, unfortunately. They don't know what they're doing. And when you tell them to drill, they're going to grab a 1/2-inch drill bit or a 1/4-inch drill bit and put it right through the center. And that may work, but that's really the stupidest way to do it, honestly. So there are ways to drill 6-cut GM sidebar locks, and there are ways not to drill those. And really, without getting cut off by OBS for revealing a hole saw, without getting cut off by the internet here, is you peel the face. You peel, and of course on some cars you got to really protect it. Pain in the butt. I hate doing that because trunk locks are sometimes not easy to switch out. But then the second one was the glove box has 4 cuts in it, and you take it and then you progression, which is why I have those progression charts right there. But you know, some of those glove box locks, particularly the squeeze type, they were hard as effing F to get out. I mean, I've spent hours, not in one spot, but all together, like just hours and hours fighting to get glove box locks out. And it's just not fun to do. Not fun to do at all. And the third option was what? Oh, second option was call GM for a key code. So yeah, back then, GM was just like, oh yeah, your number's listed in our system and we'll give you a key code. Here it is. And it was great. But then people started abusing it and it went away. And then there's the force tool. Yeah, the force tool. What is up, Nick Barker? Depends on car. If either parts for a D-Tex because he refused to call it for a service. Yeah, I had somebody pick up a Schlage B60 deadbolt. I sold him. I gave him the 2 options. And you know, it comes with that full lip strike now. And he came back all pissed off that he had to come back because it had a full lip strike. And I'm like, bro, that's what it was. I mean, it's not my fault. That's just how they come now. So we just gave him a regular strike. What is up, Lock Hack? Steam Gadget, I did not say hey to you. Pocket Women, I didn't say hey to you either. Brian Edmonston and who else? There was another Brian here. Fields. Oh, but the whole point of that was there is a 4th way, and it was specific to Cadillacs. So the big thing back then was your Cadillacs, like your DeVilles and your Seville's and your Freddyvilles and your Homievilles. I mean, like all sorts of Cadillacs. But the electric trunk button is in the glove box. But since it's an electric switch, it wouldn't work without the car being started to provide power to said switch. So what you did was, it was great, and then we actually charged extra to do it, is you get yourself about this yay long piece of wire. You put 2 alligator clips on each end, and pop the button on the inside of the glove box would pretty easily pop out. It has those wings. You know when you have a plastic thing that you've got to put in a hole and they've got wings, kind of like a drywall screw. You know, they kind of automatically pop out and keep it from going back through the plastic. So really it was pretty easy matter to just reach back there, grab those wings, twist them, and pull it out. And it just had 2 switches on the back. And all you had to simply do is clip your alligator clip, pull out the plug just a bit, clip your alligator clip, and you pop the overhead light. And the overhead light had this clear thing you could pop it off to be able to replace the bulb that went across, you know. You just pop that cover off and touch the other end to the metal of one side and press the button and it pops the trunk open. I love those. I love those so much. And you always did have to carry fuses. Sometimes it happens, but yeah, so it's a lot less, you know, the whole story about that is his study guide, or whatever study guide y'all may be reading now, still kind of exists in an era where all that information is not really known. Like, how many times do I copy VATS keys, right? Once every 3-ish weeks is what it's back down to. So now you take somebody who is a locksmith that doesn't have a storefront or is getting into the business, and how many, if I have that many, how many VATS situations or how many 6-cut situations would a new locksmith be? So, you know, it's a whole different world now. And really, the most calls you get, if y'all listen to my phone calls, and I know y'all count them and everything, is, yeah, but it was cooler to do it off the car. Is really you're going to get a lot of opening calls, and can you make Honda key calls? Depending on your area. We have a lot of Hondas here. I don't know, and, you know, in certain areas there's going to be different kind of cars. And unless you specifically work for like a junkyard or something, doing that type of thing, where they are an auction yard, that type of thing, that's where you would get your real experience with cars and really need to know your stuff. But nowadays, in the auction yard, you have 2015, 2016 and up cars, whereas 15 years ago, you would have cars from going back to the 60s, to the 70s, to the 80s. And nowadays, as they're all considered collector items, so all the parts and stuff are all grabbed up by collectors and they put this premium on them. It's just a whole different world. I forgot to take guesses. Yeah. The lighter socket it wouldn't feed through a lighter socket. When you push it in, on those that they didn't heat up if you pushed it in. I don't think. I now remember trying it and it didn't work. On the auto parts store, don't use the center groove on the 10 cuts when copying the code key. I pretty much only use my Exacta. Of course, I'm not here during the day, so Kim would be copying some of those. But if I'm here, I read and decode it, and I read and decoded so many GM 10 cuts, because that was kind of the era where I was real heavy into it, was GM 10 cut. And back then it was way more common to have to deal with 6-cut stuff. Maybe some lighters, yeah, some lighters did need, because I know that would have been much easier, but it wouldn't work. Plus, I think it has to have, or something about a lighter has to have that mechanism. I mean, because otherwise it would always be like, it has to have maybe the contact of metal to metal or whatever's on the inside of that lighter doodad. think, what's up, Chris Capone? What's up, Chris Capone? So, yeah, I was going to, we can do, what were we going to do? Heck. This was just dropped off to me yesterday. Yeah. This was in a bag of keys and an older guy dropped off. He was like, it's all junk. I was like, oh, it doesn't look like junk to me. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. It's a brand new 170. What is this? The 175? Yeah, 175. Yeah. Yeah. I can't do these. I guess I'll get to practice because I could technically resell this. I was hoping it was 000, but no telling what it is. Should have asked him. What's your birthday? What's your birthday before you drop this off with me? Let me make sure that that is not set already to your birthday. Scrap metal. He brought a bunch of keys in because he knew we did scrap metal. And one of them was also a little antique key. Cute little antique key. So I rescued it. So we'll do a little bit of Jason Reed's of old school automotive just for a minute. Just because I don't have any, I hadn't wanted to go through all the Locksmith ledgers lately. I kind of got burnt out. Y'all kind of burned me out on reading through Locksmith ledgers. So I think the next best guess would be the Auto Smart book. And I'll have some comments on that too. Oh, yeah, I know what we were going to do. We were going to talk about contractors. Y'all want to talk about contractors? So, is anybody here a contractor? Like, a building contractor? If so, you might want to leave. Yeah, we'll come back and do this. We'll read on how to make a 10-cut Cavalier. And then I'll move the camera up here. And GM just sometimes was pretty dang ridiculous. Look, code series, I flipped straight to this. Code series 95 Cavalier. Just the 95. But if it's not a 95, you can go to Cavalier 2006 or 96 through 2004. And that's what's always referred to as like the 95 and a half year, which was the year the 10 cut GM made its debut, or half year, I guess. You're a plumber for a big contractor. Oh, that's fine. And I'm actually going to use we're going to use the whiteboard. My drawing yesterday in West, the Bob Ross. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit y'all. Bam, right in your earbuds. Didn't mean to do that. Let's go get the contractor thing out of the way, because I'm sorry I didn't mean to hit y'all with that. Let me switch over to this, and then we'll move the camera. I think y'all need to hear this contractor story. Yeah, you do. That seems like it's being timed. It seems like it's happening every 15 minutes. For at least 20 minutes. It keeps crashing at the 20-minute mark or so. 20, 40. No, this crashed 3 times. So that's like every... What in the heck? Why is that doing? In the meantime, somebody just parked in my spot. Alright. So guys, all right, I'm back with a different microphone. We should be good on it. Get your Frank shirt. Get your Frank. Okay, that will. Here, please hold. Please hold. Look outside for a minute. Oh, well, I guess I would let you look outside. Look, I already have one ready, y'all. How convenient is that? Now when I run outside and yell at people, oh, I forgot, I can't hit my chest now. Oh, God, I'm sucking today. I'm going to have to bring the mobile comments with me just to make sure we stay live, and there will be a delay, so I'm gonna have to keep my eyes on that. Hopefully we have a good 10 minutes before it comes in, before the stream crashes. What am I trying to say here? All right, let me get some coffee. We got to talk about contractors. There we go. All right, everything good? Stream still good? Is the stream still good? Can you hear me and everything? Come with me. Stream's good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, listen. All right. Oh, that'll work. All right. So here's the deal with contractors. Right. And I'm not naming any names, and I'm not saying this may or may not have just happened. But I can't find my, there they are. I can't find my things. I gotta pick the right colors because some of the color, this is an old board. Actually, it needs to be replaced. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's move these off. Yeah. Okay, that's good. We need to clean it. Those are pretty much baked on, and as I recall, the reds do not come off very easily. So whatever I write in red is not going to come off, I don't think, very easily. Yeah, none of them really come off very easily. So, purple? All right. So as a locksmith, or literally anybody who works with contractors, now this is just like a general contractor, general building contractor, whether they be big or small, like big company, small company, they all just, they're just, okay, so here's me, right, here's me. That's me. All right. This is the customer. All right, he's got a little hat, and that's the customer. Okay, y'all got that? You can see that. Should be able to see that. All right. So over here we got the contractor. He's got a little crying going on, right? He's crying because things aren't his way. All right. So, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, you're right. Sorry, my bad. So, okay, now between all of these, right, you have a customer. And let's just say this customer is an existing long-term customer. Right, okay, so the main point of the story is a door. It's always about a door. In this case, a green door, double door that is all glass, right? So with an all glass door, not the website, just a glass door. Not like my glass door, like a normal, correct glass door. I'm talking a full glass door. No, we don't want to use that. Full glass door that's got the bottom rail, boop, boop, and a top rail, boop, boop, and stupid handles that are usually big and fancy to move this door. Now this isn't a 7 foot, 6 foot, 7 foot tall door. This is a 12 foot tall door, right? Big. This is what's called a BAD. Now that doesn't stand for bad, which it is bad, but it stands for a big ass door. Big ass door, right? Big ass doors suck. When the closer, that's the thing that makes the door closer close. When the door closer goes bad and starts dripping oil, So the oil matches the tears of this contractor dude, pretty much. But what happens is this homeboy, the contractor, what that says, that's an abbreviation for contractor, but it may not look like that. I have bad handwriting. What can I say? All right. We following this? Everybody following this right now? All right. Me, that's the locksmith. Could be you. Customer. Contractor. Big ass door. Customer has said big ass door. And this big ass door is new to the customer. Because the customer just moved into a building with this door. Customer had the contractor doing other things. Well, customer was wondering if any of us oiled the door because it was leaking. No, nobody oiled it. It oiled itself, right? It's oiling itself right now. So he wanted me to refill it after going back and forth about the bad. I had previously warned said customer about this. Well, customer gets me and contractor involved. So that's where things start to go south, right? First, straight up. You can either get the locksmith involved or you can get the contractor involved. But don't ever do all of it together, right? Contractor decides to look up the price of the door closer and give him the cost of what he found on either Amazon or whatever BS contractor little book things. Like they have little books, you know, with little pages in them, little flyer looking things, or, you know, they may have the internet. I don't know. They may have a little telephone. And they can look it up just like any other moron can and get a price. Well, I had previously told him that the price was going to be ridiculous, right? So, sorry about that. I didn't want to close the door. So, you know, we're talking big money right here. Big money. So, contractor seems to feel like since, you know, he finds a price online of X amount, that the locksmith is probably just trying to gouge him. So the locksmith's like, you know what? You know what? You over here? That's GFY. GFY. And if you wanna do it for this, then you go right the F ahead. Long story short is this situation happens pretty frequently when this person, this person, and this person are all involved together. But the problem is this person right here, he disappears. He's like, little hand. He's like, wave bye. That's a little hand right there. He's like, bye. And then when this person, a year later, you know, 21, 22, when this door, this bad door right here, doesn't work again, this person calls this person who doesn't answer his phone, and then this person calls this person to deal with the F up that this person did originally. Long story short, yeah, I don't know. Okay, in case y'all need to screenshot that or something, I'm just going to let you zoom in because, you know, that's how it went down, right? That's how it goes. Y'all got all that, right? That's good. That's good. Spot's open too. Spot's open. So hopefully you don't ever find yourself in a situation like that, but if you are an active locksmith, you undoubtedly will one day. And it's just the way it is. I hope that can be of help to anybody in the future. Just remember that scenario. Remember my drawing. I mean, I could probably do screen prints, like prints of that, right? That's our new logo. Just take a picture of it, and that'll be the new logo. We'll understand. Nobody else in the world may understand. We'll understand. And with that, it decides to crash. Exactly 15 minutes. What in the heck? Exactly 15 minutes. Let's take a peek at these settings and see what's going on. Why it's crashing every 15 minutes? That makes absolutely no sense at all. It's like I'm being, but it's an OBS crashing. So, like there literally is there's no setting in the settings to broadcast only for 15 minutes and then crash the system. That is not a setting. I don't know why it's doing it. Like even in the advanced settings that I'm looking at now, there's no, just disable Just disable after 15 minutes exactly. Automatically reconnect, enable. See, that doesn't make sense. That is just terrific too. So we're gonna just have to watch it. At least we got done with our teaching lesson. Set an alarm. Hey Siri. No, hey hey Alexa. Set an alarm for 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
But actually, can you change that to 14 minutes? No, I didn't think so. That's too much for her. Because by the time 15 minutes comes along, it would have already been. I should have set it for 14 minutes. 15-minute countdown. Yeah, but it's OBS crashing. Yeah, you won't be able to hear it. Hey, say, Alexa, cancel that last timer.
15-minute timer canceled.
Can you set a timer for 14 minutes?
14 minutes, starting now.
That was about a minute, right? Okay. But no, it's not YouTube. It's my OBS crashing, and no, it's not the memory. It's never done that before. And why would it do it every 15 minutes? I'm sorry, y'all, if I just set your Alexa. Everybody, that's fine. Everybody's gonna get a warning. What in the heck? X. Yeah, I'm looking. Let me look at that real quick. Trying to see what's going on that's causing that. Whoa. See, there's nothing else popping up. Like everything else is staying up fine. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Well, we have a few minutes, so I guess we're just going to go straight into Jason Reed's. We'll have to close the door for Jason Reed's. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes. Anyway, before it crashed, I hope y'all enjoyed the contractor story. I'll be right back. Boom. Boom. We can actually switch mics. Boom. Back on the new mic. Old original mic. But the contractor said you can get locks on Amazon. I mean, that's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm still going to have to deal with it, regardless of what the contractor does or doesn't do. Alright, y'all. Actually, I have a thing for this too. Come on up. Come on up. It's time for Jason Reed's. Here we are. No. Dang computers. It's going to be really weird if it does do it at exactly 15 minutes. But there's no running processes. I guess this is a good time to see background processes. Let me see what this dang computer has going on in the background. I'll tell you what, a whole bunch of stuff. App history. Oh, there we go. Let's see what happened there. OBS, go down to OBS. No. Oh, wait, there we go. There it is. I haven't added anything to my computer lately, but it does seem like something's killing the stream. Put OBS as primary, maybe. Let's see. Apps. Yep. What can you do? Question, resource values, memory values. Yep. This is gonna be crazy. What do you mean access denied? Don't you deny me. Dang computers. Okay. We'll take a minute. We'll take a minute and go through this real quick. Hope y'all are ready for this. All right, Jason reads. Morning, Paul. You're just in time for computer crashing. Computer crashing. All right. So I'm gonna watch the OBS screen. So once it crashes on there. And for those of you just joining us, or for those of you who do not, I don't know why you wouldn't, but watch LPP's channel. He had Night Owl on, just as an update reminder that that LPP is studying for a locksmith test, and a locksmith test, even though they're dated, they do involve automotive. So if you're wanting to be a locksmith. If you're wanting to be a locksmith, you may or may not have to take a test. And in those tests, they, like I mentioned in his live, they take the most ridiculous questions and make them into a multiple choice thing. So you'll have 4 choices, right? And a lot of times you can just brains. Just use your brains. That's all you got to do. Use your brains to eliminate half of the choices. This is how I got past my ACT, my college ACT. Just use your brain to don't do it. Don't do it. I'm gonna go open the door again. The open door dissuades people better. Hey, what can we help you with?
I don't know yet. My mom sent me here to see if y'all had any. She's looking for a new lock for her. I can't think. Her front door. She's looking for a new good handle.
It really depends on what's on there now.
I don't
know. As to what she could put on there.
Let me call her.
Is there something wrong with the one that's on there, or?
No, she just we just moved to a new house, so she kind of wants to upgrade it, make it look, Hey, so I'm at the S3E lock place. What kind of handle are you looking for on the door? Do you know that? Yeah, the front door. Okay, okay. I'm gonna see if they have any.
SE lock and key.
Okay. Alright, bye.
No, we don't make keys for those. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Do y'all have the kind with the punch-in code? Like the...
Yeah, we can get them just depending on what color.
Do y'all have them in stock?
No,
Oh,
no
okay,
stock.
never mind. Okay,
Yeah.
alright, thank you.
Uh-huh. So anyway, where were we? We're about to crash, aren't we, y'all? I'm watching my task manager as this goes down. No! No! Okay, wait. No. I did that. Sorry. I thought it was about to crash. No! Three minutes. Wow, this is just rude. Let's just pretend like it's not gonna. How about that? Or we probably should wait. Let's just sit here for a minute. Let me pick out some good reading material. Because in these tests, you have to know a whole bunch of useless advice. So we're gonna read Jason Reed. As soon as the thing crashes and I come back. I've got a good one already. So we're just going to wait just a minute. Watch us be waiting here for like 5 minutes and it never crash again. Open resource monitor. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm watching the... I'm watching the task manager at the same time. And the task manager has this weird CPU spike that's not related to... About 1 minute left. I mean, everything's looking good. Did the Antique series ever get... Oh, wait, I'm way behind. I'm way back. Okay, now the chat's catching up over there. Maybe free... Why would it crash the program though? Like, boom. That's like some kind of executable doing that. You've never had to pay for it. That's what OBS is open broadcast. You've never had to pay for it. So that's not it. It's got to be something on my computer doing that. Oh, my dang computer. There's literally nothing going on that would cause that. iTunes. Maybe iTunes did it. 3, 2, 1. All right. I wish I knew enough about dang computers to figure out why that's doing that. But nothing showed up on my... Nothing's showing up in Task Manager. Like it's just normal. And then it crashes it. That has to be within OBS itself. So maybe let's go here. I want to see something. OBS crashing in 15 minutes. Thank you, Alexa. Alexa, stop. Oh, there's a post. Oh, from 2018. According to this, it's either an outdated, keeps crashing, 15 minutes. These are old tech support things too. Turn off cursor capturing. Turn off cursor capturing. What in the heck is cursor capturing? And how did it get turned down? Hotkeys? What is that? Where is that? Okay. So now I gotta Google where is cursor capturing. Is that in my how to turn off cursor capturing? Disable. How to disable cursor in display game. No, I don't want to watch a YouTube video on it. Oh man, stop it. Hold on, we gotta fix this cursor capturing because I'm gonna be all into how to hide cursor in Windows Capture. That's not. Jason messes with the dang computers. I don't know. I don't know how to fix it. See you, Storylock. Thanks for joining in. Turn off cursor capturing in OBS. Non-video. Just tell me. Option to turn off cursor capture when recording. What? No, don't go into Spanish. Oh, man. Graphics capture. Wolf. In the recording setting. Okay, so video. Stream. Nope. General. Recording. Streaming. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out later, I guess, and we're just gonna have to deal with it, y'all. Sorry about that. I don't know what the heck's going on there. I've never had that happen. I don't know. We're gonna have to investigate that later. Bet it was a contractor. All right, well, let's just get back to Jason Reeds while we're still here for a second, and y'all can keep tabs on it. Sorry you're having to do that. Sorry we're having to deal with it, but we're just going to keep on going as we can, and then I'll have to figure it out after the broadcast. It's obviously something with the new software. I don't know why it would cause it to crash, though. That's weird. Okay, now, anyway, going back to Automotive. This is from 2004. All right. Jason Reeds. We're missing our symbol. Jason Reeds, 2004. Terminology. But before terminology, there's one important thing you need to know. Which, here we go. Which is the left side of the car and which is the right side of the car? The left and right side of the car is determined as you are sitting in the car facing forward. In North America, the driver's side is the left side, and the passenger side is the right side. Here's a diagram in case you don't believe me. Left side, right side. breakaway bolt. Here goes some terminology for you. Breakaway bolt. C, shear head bolt. So let's flip over to shear head bolt. Shear head bolt. Shear head bolt is a type of bolt used to secure an ignition lock to the steering column. A new bolt has the head attached and designed to break off when installing, leaving a smooth head that cannot easily be removed. This increases security, since if a normal head bolt or screw was used, a thief could quickly remove the ignition lock in order to unlock the steering column and steal the car. These are also known as headless bolts or breakaway bolts. That's right. Breakaway bolts. Those of you who have messed with automotive, see, there you go. Those of you who have messed with it, automotive is typically on Nissans and Toyotas, stuff like that. Smooth head. That doesn't tell you how to deal with the breakaway bolt. Dealing with the breakaway bolt involves a flathead screwdriver and a hammer, and or a Dremel, if you can get it. But back when it was popular to have to manage breakaway bolts, cordless Dremels really weren't that big of a thing. You know, they were mostly corded, so you had to run it off your inverter. Yeah, you know what a breakaway bolt is, but how do you deal with a breakaway bolt? They're often slightly recessed. Almost all of them are recessed just a little bit down in a little cup, all right? In that little cup right there, and it's smooth. So you have this little cup just like this, just like that. We could go draw it, but I don't want to get up again. Little cup just like that, and the breakaway bolt's just a smooth head, just right below the surface. So what you do is you grab you a big old screwdriver like this, not like this, but bigger than this, and you jam it in the edge of the bolt, and then you just beat the hell out of it until it starts loosening. So the trick is with those is not to just beat it and loosen one bolt, right? Because what happens then is it makes that other bolt tight. So you take it on one side, because there's always two. There's never just one. There's always two. It's holding the bracket on, right? It's holding the bracket with the ignition, and there's two bolts, and they both have smooth heads. So you beat one of them, and then once you get it to move, it's going to dig into it. You know, the screwdriver, when you're beating on it, it's just going to dig into the head of the bolt, because they're kind of soft, which is why they break. And you beat, and then it starts to loosen. Well, stop right there. Don't try to, do the whole thing. Go to the other side, and then beat the hell out of it in the loosey, righty-tighty, loosey direction. That way. And then get it loose. And then do them. So you don't want to do one and not the other, because it'll be tight. Always has two. Cutting torch. Sometimes you want to use a cutting torch. How many minutes we got left? We got a few minutes. Or you can take a hacksaw, or you can take a wood saw and cut, or a skill saw. That's even better. Skill saw and just cut a groove in it and unscrew it. Sometimes you can do that, but some of them are real deep in that cup, and you just can't do that. So 5 minutes. All right. Central locking. What is central locking? Central locking is a type of power door locking system where turning the key in any lock unlocks all the dang doors. When central locking is included on the luggage compartment, turning the key in that lock also unlocks the passenger doors. So what does that mean to you? That means that you can get the tennis ball, all right, and cut a slit in the tennis ball and hold it up to the door and start pumping the tennis. No, I'm just joking. That's stupid. Don't fall for that shit. BMWs of a certain era had central locking systems. So what happens is, right, the battery goes dead and the keys are locked in there. You can't open the door on certain, I want to say it was BMWs or Volvos. BMWs or Volvos, one of the two. You know they're pathetic when they run. You know it. Wait, I just ran. Ignore that. You know they're pathetic when there are other people that are running. Whew. So at the BMW or of a certain age, the keys got locked in there. You couldn't open it, right? So there is a way to open it. And SE lock and key. No, we don't cut customer supplied keys. Thanks. We should be almost out of time, so let me watch this for a minute. But with those BMWs, when the battery went dead, you could you take the key, and when you turn it, it wouldn't turn. But like if you're like, it would turn, but nothing would happen because it's operated by that central locking pump or whatever. You turn, and as you're turning, if you lift the handle, which you never really are supposed to do on cars, right? But if you start turning real hard and lift the it's got to be the passenger handle, and lift and turn and lift and turn it. It won't turn like it normally does because it's got to have that power or whatever to power the system. But on those cars when they went dead, and very, very common, you just sit and you turn the key. Yeah, you have the key. Like they couldn't get in because the key wouldn't work. But if you turn, they weren't locked in there. Sorry, forgot. It's been a while since I've done this. But if you lift the passenger door handle while you're turning the key to the unlock position, you're able to open the door. So it's very frequent back during this era to get calls for those BMWs or Volvos. I still can't remember which. I want to say it was the Beamers, like the 95-ish Beamers. Where the central locking system was in place and they had a key, went up to it, couldn't understand why their key wouldn't open it, and it's because their battery dead. So on top of having to call a locksmith, they always had to have it jumped too. So that's just so weird. I don't know. Y'all are timing this, and that's like I'm literally watching processes, and there's nothing out there that's this. I'm going to have to update OBS after. Oh, what a countdown. Y'all's timing is different. I'm watching. Oh, boy, howdy. That's just the weirdest thing. That is some really weird stuff. I'm going to have to get involved in the Matrix, aren't I? That's just crazy. I don't know why that's doing that. It's weird. Weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's never done that to us before. But luckily that should be, we may have to deal with it one more time. Guess who's back again? All right, just a couple more glossary things, and then we're going to read what to do in a GM pin cut situation. I heard y'all talking about primary and secondary keys, so y'all covered that. Okay, hatchback. A car which may be of a coupe, sedan, or hardtop body style with 2 or 4 doors, but with a large luggage compartment opening and usually with rear fold-down seats, to create an open space between the luggage compartment and the car interior. Some car manufacturers call this a liftback. going back to the topic about the trunk lockout, right? Taking the back seat out. Everybody's always like, take the back seat out. Well, let me tell you, that doesn't work. Also, take the back seat out and pull the trunk release lever. Okay, so those didn't become like mandated until about 05 something, whenever that big news story broke about a girl getting kidnapped and couldn't get out of the trunk. And then all of a sudden the government decided to get along and put the mandate into place where all vehicles with the trunk space had to have a glow-in-the-dark pulley Yankee deal. And that wasn't really a thing. No, that's a Schwab. It really wasn't a thing. So even when you could take out the back seat easily, it's not easy. I mean, the back seat's there, you know, kind of hard, and it's hard getting it back on. You couldn't just reach through and pop it. A lot of the times when it has what's called the ski thing, you can lower it down and use a long reach tool, which weren't popular back then either. We had like sets of 40 to 60 different metal tools. I'm going to do a video on the tools of the yesteryear. Just that's going to be a video soon. Okay, transmission interlock. Here's something for you. Transmission interlock. Transmission interlock, a safety feature where the automatic transmission cannot be moved from the park position unless the brake is applied. On some cars, the ignition lock is different depending on whether or not the car is equipped with a transmission interlock. So the most important thing about that is you can't, you have to have your foot on the brake. You can't just bump the thing. Now, the transmission interlock cable, you may get calls every so often where the key won't come out of the on position, like it won't come all the way out. A lot of the times on those old cars that had the transmission right here in your center instead of instead of like this, it was like this in the center. A lot of times you could wiggle that button, right? And people should know, because unless it's a brand new to them car, that if you wiggle the button, then you're allowed to pull the key out. So that's your transmission interlock cable that goes from yay to yay and keeps all that from opening up. So that's the glossary terms for today. Let's just jump into a 10 cut and we'll be done with Jason Reed's. Just again, what kind of car? Somebody name me a car from 2005, a domestic GM car. Name first person that names a car. Just you get. I don't know. That's it. The first person I see that names a car. It's like, I don't know. Technically, Gumby just named a car by saying Impala. So do y'all want to go with Impala? Okay, Impala it is. Technically, Gumby won that without even realizing that he won that. Chevy Impala. So the good thing about these magazines, which are books, these are still available. This is actually, if you're going to do automotive, these are actually excellent resources to have, because they go over, they steam gadget, not a Jeep, I said a Chevy. It tells you everything you want to know, from cutters. I don't know what the new ones look like, because some of it maybe, I don't know if they actually go back, but these actually will go back pretty far. The one thing about the 2020 car, the Ilco books, right? And some people wonder why I have a 2005 Ilco book sitting right here. So there is more information in certain eras of books than there are in other ones. So like in 2020, it's going to be focused a lot on fobs, transponders, all that. If you have a 2005 auto book, number one, it's easier to find certain years and models. And number two, that 2020, after about 20-ish years, they'll drop it completely off and it falls into this weird, there's like the antique car book, and then there's like this 60s to 80s era, right, where it's just everything was real vague, as it was in the antique car book as well. But what I'm trying to say is that the 2005 book is just as valid, if not more, if you're having to work on An Impala, Chevy Impala, 2005. Chevy Cavalier, Astro van. Hey, oh, there it is, 2004. We'll just say the 2004 Impala. The Impala has picked up the transponder, and they started with like the B97 or the B93, which was a 10-cut transponder, and then they changed to the Z keyway. All right, so code series Impala 2000 to 2004 or Malibu, same theory. So if you had a 97 to 2004 Malibu or a 2000 to 2004 Impala, same thing. Method 1. Check owner's manual for code written in by dealer. Everything in here has that. I don't even know why they wasted their breath. They should have just made one big page at the beginning that said check owner's manual on anything. That should always be your first thing. I don't even know why every page in here has that. Check code, check owner's code for dealer, check owner's code for code, check owner's manual. Every one of them has that. Such a waste of print. Method 2. Check for roadside assistance sticker on the rear door or in a owner's manual. If you call them, they will usually take some information and then call you back with key codes. Your company phone number must be listed with them. All right, so we go back to this right here. And we see on Jason's cheat sheet that he had all the phone numbers. That's what Jason did sometimes. Method 3. Use A1's GM PS3, is the model number, 10-cut ignition pick and decoder service set. It will allow you to pick the ignition cylinder and then remove the cylinder to decode it without drilling or damaging the lock. This will give you cuts in position 1 through 9. Almost all GM 10-cut ignitions didn't use the 10th space. It was always 1 through 9. I have the GM 10-cut pick and decoder service set. I personally have taken a course sponsored by A1, done by A1 instructors, to do just that. I'm professionally done professional to whatever to use that thing. I hated that thing. It's this little pick, a little turny tool, and you poke in there and turn and then pick the ignition. I got to be rather good at it, and on column mounted ones, I hate to say this, but you gauge, you have an ignition in your hand, you gauge where it is. The hardest part about the A1 pick set is taking the shroud off. Let me take that back. Putting the shroud back on is technically the hardest part. But you had to do that to access it. So on some of the old trucks, you could actually drill a little bitty tiny hole, not a 1/4-inch bit, but a little 1/16 inch hole. That's all you needed. And I specifically have a 16-inch drill bit for this. And you can do it with your finger. You drill right through the shroud. And have your pick in there, and I got it down. There was one car that I did a video on, and I, in 1 minute and 4 seconds, had that ignition picked and the ignition out from sitting in the car. Poking the tool in, picking it, drilling the tiny hole in there, and then taking the bit itself as I pick it and popping the ignition out. That's how often I did it. Probably couldn't do it like that now. All right, method 4. Use H.E. Mitchell's Easy Reader for the GM 10 cut to determine the door cuts in position 3 through 9. Then progression the glove box lock to obtain the cut for position 10. Now you only need the progression cuts 1 and 2 in the ignition for a complete key that will start the car. Because as the book shows, you have certain wafers and certain things, different wafers. And that's really the hardest part of dealing with that is knowing that your ignition has 1 through 9, your glove box has that 10th position, your doors may have not have 1 and 2 or 10. Method 5, remove door cylinder and disassemble to get cuts. You never really want to do that unless you have to. Then progression the cuts again. Method 6, use tryout keys. Method 7, use the determinator. So there is 10 cut lishies. I've seen some videos on those. Well, oh, by the way, when you're turning the ignition, like after you pick a GM 10 cut ignition, I forgot about that until I just saw this other one. You have to put a key cut down to all fours because there's a buzzer. If you try to turn it without the key, pushing the buzzer out, it can damage it. So in that GM 10 cut pick set, there's a special key. So you pick it just a little bit, get it to turn just a little bit, put your key in, and then turn it the rest of the way. And that's what this next page says. So that's pretty much the way GM 10 cut works. You know, and as far as Japanese, back during that time, a lot of times you could pull the passenger door lock, right, and get the code off of it to get that's how you did it. And in some cases you could look up there with one of them. You could take one of them mirror things and stick up in there and get a flashlight and shine it. Some cars you could even wedge the door and then take a bright flashlight and wipe the dust off, and you could actually see the code that way too. So 3 minutes. Thank you for the heads up. We're going to crash one more time. When we come back from the crash, we're going to finish up because I'm tired of it crashing. So anyway, I wish LPP luck because he's the only one that I know of that's taken a locksmith test. But anybody else who has to take continuing education, I've got to finish my continuing education credits. Last year, I had to pay for a yearly subscription, and I have to do it. The year's almost up. I've got like 15 days left, so I've got to do my test. Aside from the fact that I got to do them just to have my 12 credit hours. But my test this year consists of mostly electrical stuff. It's just dumb stuff. And I failed, believe it or not, I didn't fail. I passed it with a 73. My personal safety. That's right. This man right. No idea, but I know I'm going to be updating. The dang OBS later, aren't I? Yep. Just renewed your SAVTA membership. I ain't never joined none of them ding dong dang membership places. But I imagine in the safe world, that's pretty important. And that's pretty important, I'm sure. Yeah, CEU. I hadn't checked on their website lately to see what's up. I actually did get one CEU credit. I forgot about that from them back at the end of last year. All right, we are going to bounce over to this screen. Let's go here. Let's go. We're going to go ahead and jump to that. Because you know what, y'all? I hate that y'all have had to deal with... this crashing. I'm sorry. Well, we're not going to get another crash. We're not going to do it again. Not going to do it again. Tired of that. It's nonsense. I do want to take a beautiful picture. I think I should take a picture of that before I clean it. I don't think it's going to clean real well either. Oh, trust me, I've done it before, and it doesn't clean real easy. Even with goof off, it doesn't clean real easily. So I set myself up for that little problem, didn't I? Clear Star. I got a membership, one of the trial memberships to Clear Star back in the days of Locksmith forums, and I joined it, and I was like, what in the heck is this? Didn't like it at all, so I never felt like it was worth paying for. You know, I don't know. Some of you may feel differently, but I was just like, I'm not giving this website money. This is ridiculous. I don't know. It may be a good resource, but SE lock and key. Oh, yeah, I looked at those pictures, but I've been kind of tied up. The two, you could, it's not going to be easy because it looks lacquered in to me. Like there's a coating. The lock looks like it's lacquered, like when they applied the latest coat of lacquer, they kind of lacquered the, so if you were to have to take the lock off, you would have to kind of take a razor knife and cut around, and you're going to be able to see. Yeah. So short of taking the whole drawer to, if you can find a local locksmith in your area that has a storefront, short of taking the drawer into them, the locks may use what's called a national D8890 key. They may work with that. It looks to me like it would, and they're fairly inexpensive, so it might be worth trying to order that just to check it first. And then the only other option would be to like I said, carefully cut away the lacquer where it's sealed the lock in a little bit, and then unscrew the screws. But you're always going to be able to kind of see when you open the drawer that has occurred, you know. Hey, puppy. National D as in David, 8890. Yeah, the lock, that's kind of made for, it'll work for many, but it's hard to tell from just the picture, of course, but to me, it looks like that's the style of lock that might work with that key, so it might be worth a try. Yeah, I would try that first off before you went to trying to get the lock out of the drawer. Okay, thanks. Bye. Found me on YouTube. Found me on YouTube. What? What do you mean you found me on YouTube? I ain't on no dang YouTube. You're crazy. I hope today has been productive. If nothing else, we learned that Jason's computer decides to crash every 15 minutes for some unknown reason. So Jason will be doing some re-uploading of some OBS platform. I guess that means, what typically that means is maybe I updated my computer. I did recently update my computer, but it was before last week's live. So maybe I got to go and see if there's an update for OBS. Something's not meshing right there, so I don't know. I'll figure it out. Hopefully we won't have to deal with this next week, y'all. But I do appreciate you dealing with it. Sorry again. I just can't even. I can't even. It's key shaving. I got a Pensucker Max, y'all. Kim bought a vacuum for the shop, and no matter what anybody else said in the community post, she bought it for the shop. That means I can use it for what I want to use it for. So we will one day have Pensucker Max. And then one day we will have Pensucker Super Max. She's gonna be mad at me for messing up her. She's gonna be mad at me for messing up her vacuum. I know that. But she herself, I specifically trapped her by saying, "You got this for the shop," very innocently. You know, you might. It's very innocent sounding, right? You got this for the shop. Yeah, we need one up here. That was her response. Zip. That's all I said. That's all I had to hear. That was a setup, a total setup on my part. By her verifying that she got it for the shop means that it can be used for absolutely anything that needs to be done in the shop, and we do need a Pensucker, right? That's just how it is. So stay tuned. The next video we're going to have out. We do have another unboxing. It's a pretty big unboxing. It's where I got those lishies. I'm a little bit behind because I'm trying to space out my unboxing videos. I don't want to overwhelm y'all with unboxing videos, but trust me, I've got a lot of unboxing videos. The next biggest one is actually going to be a long video, so y'all just get your popcorn ready for it. And it's long enough for me to be being griefed over actually editing and putting it out. But I did get some lishies. We do have a master padlock Frukenlauser. What's the word I'm looking for? Flushen, a thing, a problem. Well, there's a problem with a master lock. Believe it or not, master lock had a problem. So stay tuned for that. I don't think it's going to be the next one coming. It's probably going to take a few more days. So don't want to know what. Oh, wait. Blast what number? What are you getting in trouble for? Message you. My client computer's troubleshooting the reload software. Oh, I don't know what's frowned upon. You have the same vacuum. You want to see how I plan. I don't know. I hadn't even looked at it. I hadn't even turned it on. She used it, so I don't know if we can use it for a Pensucker or not. Like, she put it in the back room. It's sitting there, but we're going to figure it out. I think we're going to have to figure it out. Missed the day in the life videos. We're still doing those. I try to do those all the time, but trust me, those are rough. But a lot of the videos I'm trying to include extra footage in. They're kind of like half and half. But yes, I actually yesterday morning was gonna do a day in the life, but it ended up being a Saturday, and we'll have some more. They're not done. They're merely on hold. That's all I gotta say. Oh, you want it to automatically crash? Okay, we might as well, right? I guess we'll do that. That'll land us right at 1 o'clock. It'll automatically turn off, and then we'll be done. So we'll just sit here and talk a little bit more. Let me try to think of anything else that I forgot. Don't think I have. Oh, yeah, I'll show you this. Look. Can y'all figure out what I'm doing with this? Oh, shoot. Hold up. Oh. No, I can't talk to you right now. Oh no, can you see? Can y'all guess what I'm doing with that? Probably pretty easy to figure out. That's going to be my new best container. So I have to take all those little things and very carefully stick them right there, so when I open it, it looks all nice and beautiful. See, like, and these are hard as heck to do. So yeah, I'm just going to take them out, stick them on like that. F6 and 7. And it's actually perfectly sized. I'm going to do A7. Like, this is all going to be 1 or 6, and then 7 right there, and then B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, H, J, K, L, assorted, some of the TMs, and then and then maybe some tools. So I think that'll be perfect for what I have just all piled up in a box right now. May have to do a video on that. May have to. We need to go ahead and switch to this screen because we were about to get crashed, I think. Y'all have a great one. Thanks for joining in as always. It's been a great day, even though Frank came out a little bit. A couple of times. In the meantime, y'all have a great one. I guess we're just going to stand here and do this like crash, 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 crash. How far away are we? We should have like a minute left. Crash. It's still not crashing. My timing is off. Hungry. Wonder what Kim's cooking tonight. Oh. Yeah, did I mention the puppies ate the cord? And then I had to go buy, I didn't have to go buy 2 new ones, but I bought a new one. It was $20 for the iPhone cord and $30 for the 2 meter one. So yeah, Lucy is in debt already to us for $20 so far. I'll approve that, even though I don't know what that binary means. Watch it not crash now, right? Oh, stop faking us out. I know we're still on right now. You don't have a block yet. I have a capper and extractor. Yeah, I like the actual, this one's the one I still use. And I have used it forever. And I might add, everybody's I see that has this exact one, right? You know, you can see it a little bit, right? But and you're like, oh, that must be new. You must not have used that. No, this guy's like 30 years old. This predates me by a long shot. And you can see it's done thousands and thousands of cylinders. But you can see it's not dented like everybody else's is. You don't have to hit the dang things that hard. It's not a wham. It's a tap. That's all you got to do. You don't have to beat the hell out of it. Every person's block like that I see is just hammered it to HALL and back. I'm gonna have to get a cord, one of those shielded cords. Put the metal, whatchamacallit, the metal shielding that you use for wiring. Yeah. Just need a longer punch. I don't know why they hit them so hard. I guess they hit them when the tip wears out, and then they have to hit